Okay, we're back. Computer science graduates face shifting job market as AI disrupts entry level roles. So I literally just did another video on this. This seems to be a topic of conversations coming up more and more, specifically in Canada. It's like, wow, we're all waking up to the fact that AI exists and it's completely ripping through our job market. If you don't recognize me yet, my name is Alex. I run an AI agency in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. We help small, medium, and enterprise businesses as well as municipalities and transit systems with their AI adoption in a safe, meaningful, and compliant way. Been doing that for about 3 years. I personally been in the digital space for about 15 years. And probably the most difficult thing I've ever done in my life is go through digital in Canada. And I can tell you guys right now, like, unless we start to see young people come up with some serious entrepreneurial spirit and energy in the tech space, they're going to have a real hard time in the next 5 to 10 years. Entry level roles in Canada is no more like, oh, I'm going to get a role, answering the phone for this company, and eventually I'll work up to, do something else in the company. All that stuff's like companies are not thinking about any of that anymore. How do I know? I speak to business owners all the time, and their first question is, how can we do things cheaper? And generally paying for employees that don't necessarily produce any ROI once they start. It's and you're looking at a robot who can literally just do tasks with high levels of accuracy right off the bat. Young people really, really have to pay attention here, guys. And so we're gonna watch this video a little bit. I haven't watched or read any of this article. I'm just doing it live, but I'm very curious to see what CTV News has to say. CTV News has generally been more on the fear mongering side for AI. I'm hoping that this article has something in regards to young people get into this technology, not it's taking your jobs. Get into it, learn about AI, upskill yourself. But let's take a look.
Used to be the norm for computer science graduates. Landing
Fix this flaw.
tech job Landing a high-paying tech job used to be the norm for computer science graduates looking to become software engineers and programmers, but that is changing. Automation, shifting hiring practices, and an oversupply of candidates have created the perfect storm, leaving many new grads struggling to find their place in the tech world. For more on this shifting market, we are joined this morning by James O'Brien. He's a professor of computer science at the University of California, Berkeley. Good morning.
Good morning.
So we're hearing stories of computer science students once promised six-figure jobs upon graduation. They are struggling to get offers, and when they do, they're about half that amount of money. So what is going on in the tech job market right now?
So we're seeing something very similar to tech market to what we're seeing in we have seen in other fields, where the entry level jobs that previously were they needed people to do work that maybe wasn't the most complicated work or the most difficult. Those jobs are increasingly being automated. And because those jobs are going away, what we're seeing especially affecting recent graduates, but we're seeing a decline in the number of entry-level positions that are available. And as AI...
So if you're a young person trying to get into the job market and you don't have older conscious people around you, they're probably telling you, get a degree, apply to a whole bunch of jobs, you're going to be able to get a job with your degree. That's wrong. If someone older is telling you that you need to get a better education to get a better job, they're wrong. They're strictly wrong. Unless you're doing like medicine and you're going for a medical degree, I would even say, going to be a lawyer now would be very, very difficult. Unless you're already established in these environments, it is going to be nearly impossible to break in. Like, the reason why I'm even in tech is because I started 15 years ago and had to learn so much over that time, in addition to the skills I have in sales, in addition to the skills I have with managing people. All of that, accumulated into me being able to start an agency. Great. But if you're just, you're just coming out of university, you don't have any sales skills, you don't have any very good people or management skills, you need to learn technical skills that people will just pay you money for, that immediately affects their business. And generally, that's going to come with skills in automation, content generation, AI, prompt engineering. Like understanding these parts of business is what's going to get you a job, is what's going to get you maybe even contract work to start. Like hell, if I was a young, this is how you know I'm an aggressive guy. If I was a young person today and I came out of school with a computer science degree, I would immediately stop applying to any jobs. Just stop. It doesn't work. That the mess of ghost jobs out there makes it nearly impossible to get a job. Stop applying to jobs, build a website. Build a website and then just start building automations that you know businesses need. Take that website, put together a little short email that says, "Hey, I'm just graduated from school. I can build stuff that can help your business. Can I build you something for free?" Send that to 500 businesses. Guarantee you, you're going to get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 businesses going, "Hell, you want to do shit for us for free, brother? No problem. Sister, no problem. Build the stuff." Spend 2 to 3 months building stuff for businesses for free. Give them a trial of hey, I can build this, I can do this for free. Once they recognize that, hey, this guy can do real good work, someone in that group is going to give you money. Someone's going to propose to give you money. 100%. 100%. How do I know this? Literally, like the guy who did it. So don't feel like, and that's the thing, we have to look at the job market as a completely new animal. Like you can't think of, oh, there's all these jobs and opportunities out for it. There's no, this the windows and doors for new jobs are closing. You have to sort of give before you can get. No one out here is just getting stuff. None. So seriously consider just dropping all the job application. It's a waste of time most of the time. You need to get into sales, sell yourself, sell your skills. Someone will buy you. Someone will buy your time.
It sort of increases its capabilities. We're seeing this kind of move up through the job market a little bit as well.
Yeah, let's drill down into some of those numbers. Since the 2020-2022 tech boom, demand, as you mentioned, for those entry-level developers has slowed. According to Indeed Canada, tech job vacancies have fallen 21% in 5 years. How much further could hiring shrink for recent comp sci grads?
Well, I think it depends a little bit on what you think is going to happen with the evolution of the technology we have today. If you think that it's going to plateau where it is, then things might stay the way they are for a long time. I personally think that the technology is going to continue to advance, and we're going to see in computer science something that we see happening in other fields as well, where the increasingly jobs that were increasingly difficult, that required higher levels of skill, those jobs are also going to start to get automated by AI. And as they go away, we're going to see growing unemployment, not just in computer science, but probably really across the board.
Yeah, so as you mentioned, this tough market is not just limited to Silicon Valley or the big tech hubs. Are computer science graduates starting to feel the squeeze everywhere? And if so, what's the fix for them? If they can't get in at entry level, how do they enter at mid-level?
Well, that's a very good question. I do think that it's a problem that's happening sort of not just in the US, not just in Canada, not just in Europe. Even in India, for example, you can read articles about the market for fresh graduates that has declined in recent years. And that's one of the reasons why I don't think that this is a problem about jobs migrating to other areas where the cost of labor is less. It's really, I think, a question of AI systems automating the jobs away.
Yeah.
So guys, even in the places where labor is plentiful and cheap, places like India, China, I've had conversations with business owners here that told me, "Hey, Alex, we have a platoon of 100 developers in China that will build whatever you want at scale for very cheap, like literally dime a dozen." But if you're a developer and you're looking at some guys like promising, "Hey, I'm going to try and get you work. You're just going to have to work like an animal for barely anything." You're better off just trying to work on your own. Build new relationships. Build relationships with business people who own businesses. Like you're not going to, if you're a Canadian, you're not going to do well selling to people who don't have businesses already. You need to find people who are making money and sell to them. So people who are already established with businesses who might not know tech, Like it's, I'm basically giving my business model out here, but you got to do it. No one is coming for you, and if anything, someone's coming to take your stuff, to take your opportunities, be it a human or a robot.
Um, the question of how do you, if you can't get an entry level job, how do you build up that skill set to get a more senior level position? That's a very good question. And I'm not sure that there's really a clear answer to it right now. It is the case that if you're graduating and you're, still one of the, still have a good skill set, there are jobs out there. There's still plenty of CS jobs available. It's just that before, almost everyone was not guaranteed,
Right.
but there were lots of positions available, and that's what's changing. The entry level positions, the amount of them is shrinking, and that then has the implications you mentioned for the pipeline.
We're hearing about this in a couple other fields, that it's not so much your field of study anymore, but it's what you can add to it. And as an example of that, so Microsoft laid off nearly 15,000 employees between May and July this year. AI writes at least 20% now of their code. So what skills then should students be focusing on in the wake of this new tech landscape?
AI.
Well, if you're studying computer science, I would encourage students to focus on the higher level concepts. So, when you get a CS degree, you're not just learning how to write code. You're learning how to think about computer algorithms. You're learning how to think about the math and the algorithms that define what the computer is going to do. And that kind of stuff is still in the domain of where humans are better than the AI systems. And so I would encourage students, don't just focus on learning low-level skills like how to write code in a particular language, but instead focus on learning the higher-level concepts that are going to be useful, one, regardless of whatever computer language you're using, but also if you find yourself in a position where you're using AI to write code or to develop some system, that higher level knowledge is not what's being replaced today by AI. It's the lower level mechanic, the details of how to write the code, not deciding what the code should be doing in the first place.
Fascinating conversation. A little bit scary, but good information to have. James O'Brien,
Of course, we got to
professor
throw the
of
fear
computer
in there
science
forever.
at the University of California.
Man, this poor guy, man. This guy off the bat, I can tell he's a developer. A professor. Like, this guy is the exact type of guy I don't like. I can just tell his vibe. He seems. I don't want to say that he seems weak. He just seems like a frail. Like, there's no constitution to him internally to make me think like listening to him is going to be a good idea, guys. If you're in computer science now, you don't go deeper into the weeds where AI is going to creep up eventually and take those roles anyways, like the higher level thoughts of, or higher level concepts where designing algorithms, stuff like that. AI is building AI at warp speed, guys. If you want to find a job, income, money, this is about money, guys. It's not about what you know. It's literally about money at this point. If you want to make money, you need to help people who have money. Think of it like that. Reverse engineer the money. How do you get paid? Well, someone who has money needs something from you. Great. So you have a background in computer science. Look through, I always tell my guys, my directors, look through the eyes of our clients at you. Look through the eyes of our clients right at you and ask yourself, what is that person thinking, or what do they need to think to give you money? It's a sales tactic. Like, and the developers aren't going to think like this. So if you're a developer in your school right now, you have to think, as a business owner, why am I hiring? Well, because I have a problem. Okay, how do I solve that problem? Get someone with skills. But if that's the case, maybe getting hired by that business owner is not your goal. Maybe doing a little bit of work for that business owner to get a little bit of money, quick, 500,000 bucks, 5,000, 10,000 bucks, quick job, boom. Find another business owner who has a similar position, who needs help. Do a quick job for them, 500,000 bucks, 10,000 bucks, go, done. And you keep doing that over and over and over. You're going to have a business. Those people that you're helping, you do good work for them, they're going to give you more business. They're going to refer people to you. So if you are a developer, you need to drop this I need to get a job shit. If you want a job, you come schedule a discovery call, peak demand. We got plenty of stuff to do, but you're not going to get it's not going to be your typical compensation. You're going to get paid well, but it's not typical compensation. If you wanted just a salary job to, get paid hourly wage, and you're in computer science right now, you're probably not gonna have a good time. 100%. If you're not in computer science and you're looking at this going, and you just saw a short online or something, why is this guy getting so passionate about young people and jobs? Get into tech. Get into tech and try and figure out what people who own businesses and make money need in their environment and build it out for them. So I'm going to read a little bit of this language here. Once seen as a near guaranteed path to a well-paying tech job, computer science is no longer the surefire bet it was once for graduates. While demand for software engineers and developers surged during the 2020-2022 tech boom, industry shifts have driven by automation, hiring slowdowns, and a growing pool of candidates have reshaped the landscape. This professor, James O'Brien, a computer science professor at University of California, Berkeley, says the pressure is particularly intense for new grads entering the workforce. And obviously his more of his language there. I don't even want to read it. I don't like professors at all. I think professors brainwash young people into thinking you need to know more of this irrelevant shit to be relevant. And then you end up spending 4 years and your bottom line is non existent. I went through the whole thing myself. The best education you're going to get is the one you pursue on your own time. There is no better education than the one you pursue on their own time. Sorry, there's one better avenue of education, and that's experience. If you pursue self-learning and get experience doing hard shit, people will pay you to do work because you're the only guy out there who's in the trench, on the battlefield, actually doing things, plugging things in, making things work, generating value. When you're that guy, people will pay you. They'll find you. Like someone's going to watch this YouTube video and think, this guy's an asshole. This guy, Alex, who's an AI agency, he's an asshole. I don't like him. Dislike. But then 2, 3, 4 months from now, someone's going to watch this and be like, hey, you know what? I like this guy's energy. I think he knows what he's talking about because he's being really truthful. And he's not, trying to skirt around words or, be political. He's quite literally trying to tell people to do something to get a certain result. I think I might work with him. So I wasn't a YouTuber before. Now I'm a YouTuber because it helps with our visibility. You got to change. You got to make changes. You got to do different stuff. Anyways, I'm going to try and keep this one. This one's under 20 minutes. Perfect. I got one more. But if you like this type of conversation, you like my face, hit like and subscribe. If you want to hear more about the narrative in AI in Canada and the rest of the world, how it's affecting job markets, 100%. If you don't like what I'm saying, you don't like AI, you think I'm an asshole, let me know in the comments, hit dislike. All, and that's the funny thing, all engagement is valuable to our team. So whether it's a slap in the bum or a slap in the face, we want it from you guys because it's really sharing the story of AI adoption in Canada regardless. So look forward to the next one. Bye now.